we have successfully completed one model question paper comprising 60 questions drawn from first PUC and second PUC portions, assorted. We have taken questions from each chapter so that there will be a small revision of the entire syllabus. Now we wish to discuss one more such question paper, keeping in view both Karnataka CET and NEET. This question paper is not as easy as the question paper number 1 that we have already discussed. In that series, this is the second question paper. Again, solving question paper, again I am repeating, gives you that confidence and approach, right approach to a question, quick revision of the entire syllabus. All these are the advantages. So, without wasting much time, we shall discuss these questions. Question number 1 is already on the screen. Read the question. 6.02 into 10 to the power of 20 molecules of urea are present in 100 ml of the solution. The concentration of the solution is. We have given you 4 options. Concentration, there are many methods: molarity, percentage by mass, and so on. We have given you capital M. Capital M stands for moles per liter. Capital M stands for mole per liter, or it can be mole per dm cube. Both are same. Per liter per dm cube. Both are same. Yes. You remember your first PUC formula. Molarity equals number of moles of the solute divided by volume of the solution expressed in liters. If you have forgotten the formula, better to write it. Make a habit to write the formula against that question. So, molarity equals number of moles of the solute divided by volume in liters. We have given the volume in ml, is it? ml means milliliters. What do milli stands for? 10 to the power of minus 3. Then milli goes off, only liters left. Milliliter, 10 to the power of minus 3 liter. So we have expressed the volume in liters. Number of moles, but we have given number of molecules. When number of molecules are given, divided by Avogadro number, it becomes moles. Divided by Avogadro number. What are the number of molecules given in the problem? 6.02 into 10 to the power of 20. Divided by Avogadro number, it becomes moles. If you are not aware of this formula, better to write this also. When number of molecules are given, this is how to convert it into moles. Remember like this. When the number is given, you have to divide by the number, means Avogadro number. Yes, it will be 10 to the power of minus 3 moles. So, 10 to the power of minus 3 moles. You can cancel 10 to the power of minus 3 here. 1 by 100 is 10 to the power of minus 2, or 0.01 mole per liter. That is the answer. Yes, it should be option D. Go through that question number 2. The number of water molecules present in a drop of water that weighs 0.018 gram is. 4 options given. Number of atoms, number of molecules, number of ions. In such questions, this formula you must remember. Write that formula. Number of particles. Here particles stands for molecules, ions, atoms, like that. Equals number of moles into Avogadro number. That is the formula. number of particles, number of atoms, number of molecules, number of ions, number of moles into Avogadro number. Yes, number of moles not given. They have given the mass of water as 0.018 gram. How do you convert mass into moles? Divided by molar mass. What is the molar mass of water? 18 gram. So numerator can be written as 18 into 10 to the power of minus 3 divided by 18. So it is 10 to the power of minus 3 moles. Means 0.018 gram is same as 10 to the power of minus 3 moles of water. Number of moles of water is 10 to the power of minus 3. Avogadro number is 6.02 into 10 to the power of 23. So the final answer is 6.023 into 10 to the power of 20. So we have given this answer under which option? Option D again. Yes, such questions normally appear in question papers. Question number 3, go through. What is the maximum number of electrons that can be associated with the following set of quantum numbers? 3 quantum numbers are given: n, l, m. N is 3, L is 1, M is minus 1. Look here. N gives the main shell, L gives the subshell, M denotes the orbital. Right? We have one more quantum number not concerned with this problem, spin quantum number. We shall forget about it for the time being. Look, L equals 0 represents S subshell. L equals 1 represents P. L equals 2, D. L equals 3, F. Only this. This most of you know. L equals 1 means it is representing P subshell. P subshell has 3 orbitals, Px, Py, Pz. This can be minus 1, 0, plus 1. When L is 1, M is minus 1, 0, plus 1. Each orbital can accommodate 2 electrons. Is it? So, with minus 1, there can be only 2 electrons. Remember, when M is given, suppose I had given N and L only, then it is third shell, P subshell, 3P. The maximum capacity of P is 6. When they give M also, M always indicates orbital. Let it be any orbital, S orbital, P orbital, D orbital, F orbital. Its capacity is 2. So when M value is given, that means they have asked the particular orbital. Orbital capacity is always 2 electrons. So for this question, the answer should be 2. Had it been 3 and 1 only, M is not given, then the answer would have been 6. 1 denotes P subshell, maximum capacity of P subshell is 6. So the answer is 2, option B, B for Bombay. Yes, read the next question. Which of the following is electron deficient? One hint I will give you. Boron compounds and aluminium compounds, ferric compounds. These 3 are the common examples of electron deficient compounds. Note it again. Aluminium compounds, ferric compounds, and boron compounds. Okay? Usually that is on. So without any thinking you can answer A, it should be BH3, but I will show you how. BH3, yes, in the previous question paper also we were getting a question on this. A peculiar molecule, it has no sufficient electrons to form required number of bonds. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For 6 bond we need minimum of 12 electrons, 6 into 2. But boron atoms put together has 6 valence electron. Hydrogen atoms put together 1 each means 4. So in B2H6 there are only 10 electrons. But we need 12 electrons because there are 6 bonds. But still some bridge bonds are formed. So therefore this compound is an electron deficient compound. Contains electrons less than what is required. BF3, BCl3, B2H6, AlCl3, FeCl3, these are all compounds that are electron deficient. So you should make a note of this. What are electron deficient compounds also called? Lewis acids. The question also could have been, which of the following is a Lewis acid? Instead of asking electron deficient, we could have asked which of the following is a Lewis acid. Yes. Next question is, the question number 5, XeF2, xenon difluoride, is isostructural with. Isostructural compounds, as the very name indicates, compounds having same structure. Look, this question, it's an easy question, but not very familiar. Look, in such questions, you must try to get the number of valence electrons. Electrons present in the valence shell. One hint I will give you, all halogens, chlorine, fluorine, bromine, iodine, 7 valence electrons. You must not waste time in the exam thinking over all these things, because these are the common elements you need. All halogens, 7 electrons. Hydrogen, 1 electron, valence electron. Oxygen, sulfur, 6 electrons. Okay? And then p block elements. The number of valence electron is given by group, look here, group number -10. For example, phosphorus, nitrogen, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. These are the elements of 15th group, which we have studied in detail in your second PUC syllabus. Which are the nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony, bismuth. 15th group elements. In all these 5 elements, the number of electron is group number -10. 15 minus 10, 5. So phosphorus, nitrogen, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, 5. All halogens, 7. Oxygen and sulfur, 6. Yes. In SbCl3, Sb is antimony, antimony trichloride. Sb, 15th group element. Therefore it should be 5. Cl3, 7 into 3, 21. So it is 26 valence electrons. BaCl2. Barium is S block element. Second group, alkaline earth metals. Magnesium, calcium, barium, strontium, etc. have 2 electrons, valence electrons. Plus 7 into 2, 14. 16. TeF2. Look here, tellurium. We have not given you any rare element because tellurium and selenium are there in the 16th group elements along with oxygen and sulfur. So they also contain 6 electrons, just like oxygen and sulfur. Which are the element? Oxygen, sulfur, selenium and tellurium. 6 plus 14 into 2, 7 into 2, 14, 20 valence electrons. Last one, ICl2 minus, all are halogens, iodine 7, 7 into 2, 14. Because of this negative charge, one more extra electron makes it 22. Correct? Yes, in XeF2, given compound, xenon, you know that all noble gases 8 electrons except helium plus 14. So XeF2 has 22 electrons. Which other has got 22 electrons? It should be ICl2 minus. Obviously ICl2 minus is the answer. So what should you do in such questions? Find the number of valence electrons. To find the valence electrons, you must have some knowledge about the periodic table. Yes, what is it? Halogens, 7 valence electrons. Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, 6. All noble gases except helium, 8 electrons. Some S block elements. First group, only 1, sodium, potassium, etc. Second group, alkaline earth metals, beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, all these are alkaline earth metals. Second group, 2 electrons. This knowledge is required to answer many other questions also. So the answer is D, option D, D for Delhi. That was the question, answer. Question number 6. Not very easy again, question number 6. Which of the following is a polar molecule? You must be knowing first what a polar molecule. Polar molecule is a covalent molecule in which the combining atoms must have sufficient difference in electronegativity. Look, fluorine is highly electronegative. Silicon is a metalloid. There is sufficient difference in electronegativity between silicon and fluorine. But silicon compounds, SiF4, SiCl4, etc., they are tetrahedral molecules. Again, silicon, 4 valence electron, halogen, 7 into 4, 28, 28 plus 4, 32, divided by 8 and write the quotient, 4. 4 orbitals means it is sp3 hybridization, sp3 hybridization, 4. sp3 means tetrahedral. So this is a tetrahedral molecule. All tetrahedral molecules are symmetric molecules. Their dipole moment is 0. All this you must know. You must know how to find the hybridization, geometry, and symmetric molecules. Symmetric molecules, square planar molecules, tetrahedral molecules, then trigonal molecules. All these are symmetric molecules. Their net dipole moment is 0. XeF4. Yes. XeF4, 8. I told you that all noble gases have 8 electrons. 7 into 4, 28. Makes it 36. Divided by 8. Quotient is 4. Remainder is 4. Whenever there is remainder, you divide it by 2 and write the quotient. If you divide by 4 by 2, you get quotient as 2. Therefore, it is 6. 6 means sp3d2 hybridization. So, 6 orbitals are formed. We require only 4. Therefore, xenon should be like this. 6 orbitals are formed. Out of this, only 4 are filled. We have only 4 fluorine atoms remaining to accommodate valence electrons. So Xenon fluoride, tetrafluoride is a square planar molecule. Square planar molecules are also symmetric. Their net dipole moment is 0 because dipole moments are exactly equal and opposite. So, net dipole moment is 0. BF3. BF3 is a trigonal planar molecule. Boron, 3 valence electron, plus 21 makes it 24. Divide by 8. 3 means S1, P2. So, sp2 is trigonal molecule. Boron will be here. This is the shape of boron. So, it is also a symmetric molecule and its dipole moment is 0. Symmetric molecule. SF4. Look, in first PUC, we spent more than 15 to 20 minutes on discussing the structure of SF4. It has got a unique structure. SF4 hybridization, sulfur 6 electrons, halogen 7 into 4, 28, makes it 34, divide by 8, quotient is 4, remainder is 2, divide 2 by 2, write the quotient, totally 5. 5 means D1 sp3 or sp3 D1. 1 plus 1 plus 3, 5. sp3 D5 means, yes, trigonal bipyramid. Boron will be here. Fluorine atoms, sulfur atom will be here. Yes, remaining one is vacant. Here there is lone pair. So it will be like this. This is called seesaw shape. Special shape. All the dipole moments are directed like this. They don't cancel each other. This will have a net dipole moment. Therefore, SF4 is a seesaw molecule. A seesaw molecule is not a symmetric molecule. It will have net dipole moment. Remember, symmetric molecules have 0 net dipole moment. So that is a question you must attentively follow and think over what all I said. SiF4 tetragonal molecule, symmetric. XeF4 square planar, symmetric. BF3 trigonal planar molecule, symmetric. All symmetric molecules dipole moment is 0. SF4 is a seesaw molecule, seesaw shaped molecule. Seesaw shaped molecules are not symmetric, they possess dipole moment, and that is the polar molecule.